I think so many people are watching women's basketball right now.
Yeah.
It all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now. And understanding, like, yeah, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, like, just because of one single game. And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me, too, and I want y'all to realize that.
Because, like I keep saying, they understand that Caitlin Clark is the biggest draw in sports right now. They are panicking. They are panicking and don't know what to do.
Caitlin Clark just unleashed the crossover that echoed through the league and left her haters sprawled on the floor, pride in shambles. This wasn't a move. It was a public service announcement. She's still that player. Step back three, pure cash. The arena exploded like it was Game 7 of the finals. And the critics? Quiet, like someone hit mute on their hot takes. This wasn't just a highlight. It was a reckoning. Clark didn't just score, she shattered illusions. Records, crushed, egos, buried. If anyone thought she was slowing down, this moment proved she's only getting started.
Last year, you made a powerful statement saying the reason people are watching women's basketball is not just because of one player, but because of you two. A year later, do you feel like you're
Next
getting
question.
Yeah, we'll move on. Thank you. Move on to Zoom. ESPN, please unmute.
Time, data blindfold.
Blindfolded. Let's go. I'm here to assist the dudes with making shots.
We appreciate it, Caitlin. Every shot you make is one less that I have to do.
You climb the mountain high.
Who needs the seed?
Let's go!
We are now a three-pointers distance behind the goal. We'll call it the -3. Here we go, Caitlin. Come on. Come on.
That'll work.
This is the bounce back.
Caitlin didn't just silence her haters. She delivered them to the rim, spun midair, and autographed their pride on the way down. But if you thought that buzzer beater was the finale, think again. Round 2 came in hot, with sharper elbows, widened eyes, and one very humbled Angel Reese. The drama didn't simmer, it exploded. This wasn't just basketball, it was a statement, served with a side of karma and a highlight reel that'll haunt the opposition for weeks.
So anybody with a connected brainstem knows that Caitlin Clark is far better of a basketball player and has made such a tremendous impact in a greater number, more so than Angel Reese. Everybody knows that. Her college career was better. The stadium sales, the WNBA popularity has gone up because Caitlin Clark.
Yesterday,
Now let's get into that game. The one where the tension didn't just build, it poured off the court like overtime sweat. This wasn't basketball. It was straight-up gladiator warfare in Nikes. Angel Reese didn't just step onto the hardwood. She marched in, like the arena owed her a tribute. Hair braided sharp enough to slice egos, eyes locked like missile guidance, and an aura turned all the way up to main character. She didn't arrive to play the game. She came to own the storyline, ready to turn every possession into a page in her self-authored legend.
well, I love the shit. You know what I mean?
Love the shit.
Yeah,
I love this shit, man.
Yeah, see, when I saw this shit, when I saw this shit, man, I was like, God damn, this is what it needs. We need this shit in the WNBA.
Yes. I don't give a shit if they like each other or not. Who cares?
Yeah.
I think what has grown this game is the storyline and the rivalry that started back in college. I think that's great for the game. This shit has been happening. Women are more catty and been getting in smoke more than men do. So this shit has always happened. It just happens to be these two young stars in the league.
But the only thing I didn't like about that shit, man, the racism part.
And Caitlin? Oh, Caitlin just grinned. That quiet, dangerous smirk that says, "You just poked the wrong storm." From the jump, she was locked in. Her game flowed like jazz. Smooth, unpredictable, deadly. Court vision? surgical? That jumper? Straight laser guided. Angel Reese tried to press up, apply pressure, run the mouth like it was part of the game plan. But Caitlin didn't flinch. She faded back, rose up, and started dropping threes from deep space like NASA had her on contract. No panic, no overreaction, just calculated destruction in motion.
He's the best basketball player in women's basketball right now. Right, face of the league, right? If you got a rookie competing with Asia Wilson right there, and you want to come down here and talk about Angel Reese, bro, that's so disrespectful in Caitlin Clark's regard, and take race out of it. It has nothing to do with race. It has to do with ball. You're trying to say that people are talking about Caitlin Clark more than Angel Reese because of race. It has to do with ball. I'm watching Caitlin Clark before I watch Angel Reese. I'm saying that as a black man. And I know other black men that will say the same thing. That's all I gotta say.
One possession, Reese waved her arms after a missed assignment, trying to rally her team. Caitlin saw it and responded with a fadeaway so smooth, it looked like the rim blushed in embarrassment. The crowd erupted, commentators short-circuited, and Angel? She blinked, once, slowly, trying to process how her rival's sequel was being directed by someone else. That night, the scoreboard told one story, but Caitlin's confidence spoke louder. Her presence grew larger, more commanding, as if the court itself acknowledged her dominance. From the opening whistle, the atmosphere felt thick enough to cut with a cross-court pass. This wasn't just basketball. It was a psychological war played in sneakers. The tension crackled louder than the buzzer, and the fans in the stands were glued to their seats as if witnessing a meteor crash land at midcourt. No one dared to breathe easily during those first intense minutes. The energy wasn't just hype. It was hostility, dressed in high tops and raw intensity. Angel Reese entered like she was headlining a grudge match, her metaphorical receipts flapping in both hands. She pointed sharply like a prosecutor, shouted commands like a coach, flexed like a heavyweight champion, and probably had her comebacks laminated for quick access. Every move screamed, "This is my house." She was ready for battle, primed to remind everyone of their last encounter, eager to take back control. But Caitlin? She stayed perfectly calm, letting the chaos swirl and the noise rise. Then, she casually drained a deep three from way out, and silence fell. A moment that shifted everything.
For those of you who are not stuck on stupid and convinced to be racist every day of your life, the reason that they are very different is because Caitlin Clark is more mature. Caitlin Clark has decorum, professionalism. She plays hard. She works hard. She shoots well. She can shoot. She can dribble. She can pass. And she is a game time player. Angel Reese is one dimensional, and I don't know if that dimension is that good. I'm being honest. She's only a big, you call it a big man. She only really active in the paint. She ain't shooting threes.
Angel's response? Bulldoze through the key with the subtlety of a wrecking ball in heels. She stormed the low block like it owed her money. Hips, shoulders, pure defiance. Every possession became a statement, every move a challenge. She wasn't just playing, she was charging rent for her space in the paint. Caitlin simply stared, a slow, surgical grin spreading across her face. The kind that doesn't just see your plan, but's already 5 plays ahead. No words were necessary. The scoreboard would do the talking soon enough. And Angel? She was about to learn that when Caitlin Clark smiles like that. It's already game over. Boom, step back. The shot kisses the nylon net, igniting absolute chaos. Fans start to levitate, caught up in the electric energy. Angel? She hurriedly searches for a substitution, as if she just remembered she left the stove on, quickly retreating from Caitlin's expanding zone of humiliation. Now, let's take a step back. This wasn't just a game on the calendar. It was bolded, underlined, and annotated with receipts. A fiery rematch fueled by postseason drama, viral gestures, and ESPN highlights. Last time, Angel owned the narrative, dancing, pointing, flexing her way to victory. But this time, Caitlin entered with one clear goal: vengeance, served cold with 3-point seasoning and surgical precision. By halftime, the score was more than lopsided, it was cartoonish. Caitlin ran the floor like she had cheat codes, her release instant, her vision razor sharp. The game was hers, and everyone knew it.
Cheryl, do you agree with both Clark and Reese saying this was a basketball play, or was this flagrant foul bigger than that?
I don't have an issue with the foul. I thought it was a hard foul. Yep, I thought the refs got it right, and to Angel's point, move on. My issue wasn't even with the foul, right? If you're going to foul somebody, I was always taught you don't give up an easy basket, period. And that's what I thought Caitlin did.
Angel? She wore the expression of someone invited to a roast and didn't realize she was the main course. Her swagger, gone. Her composure, absent. Her defensive approach, mostly hope and prayer. She had come in ready to command, to reassert dominance, to silence her critics. But instead, she found herself an unwilling supporting actress in Caitlin's sold-out solo performance. Every highlight belonged to Clark. Every gasp from the crowd echoed her superiority. The momentum didn't just shift, it sprinted to Caitlin's side and never looked back. By halftime, even Angel's body language radiated defeat. What started as a rivalry had transformed into a revelation. This wasn't just Caitlin Clark showing up. It was Caitlin Clark taking over. In the third quarter, Angel decided to turn the heat up, full contact style. She charged into the lane after a rebound and delivered a shoulder bump so deliberate it could have been choreographed. The kind of hit that says, "I came to make a statement," but really just screams, "Oops, didn't realize who I'm dealing with." Caitlin absorbed the contact like a brick wall being nudged by a balloon. No wobble, no blink. Just a quick glance at the basket on the other end, and boom, she was off. A smooth, effortless transition. 3 steps across half court, then a deep splash as if she was watering her own garden. Her presence on the court was undeniable, and the game's tone was forever changed.
Do you ever think you'd be on Inside the NBA talking about the WNBA protecting somebody from violence?
No, I thought man, these girls getting ready to hit the lottery. I mean, this is a great time to be a woman in the WNBA. Caitlin, what she's done for the game the last couple of years, she is a shining star. I didn't think she was going to have to worry about all this petty nonsense that's going on. And it's really unfortunate because she's bringing so much notoriety to the game. I watched more college basketball in the last 2 years, women-wise, I have my entire life. They act like...
As the net whipped in surrender, Caitlin turned back with a casual jog, her expression locked in that signature stoic assassin look. You know the one. Eyes fixed forward, lips in a neutral line, face like she's already dissecting the next play in her mind. No words, no flexing, no finger waves, just pure basketball mastery so precise it should come with a disinfectant warning. Meanwhile, Angel kept up her theatrics as if she was preparing for WrestleMania. Every possession became a performance. She bulldozed into the post, arms flailing wildly as if summoning spirits from the hardwood. At one point, it looked like she was trying to draw a foul from the court itself. The referees? Whistling so often it felt like a chaotic symphony, as if they were conducting an avant-garde orchestra with every trip down the court. But none of it rattled Caitlin. In fact, every outburst from Angel seemed to sharpen her focus. Each time the crowd tensed, Clark responded with another logo missile, each shot dropping with the precision of a military strike. And then, the mood shifted. No longer cheers, just hysteria. The fans weren't watching a game anymore. They were witnessing a roast session in HD. Caitlin was cooking, seasoning each possession with sauce, spice, and savage efficiency. Angel, meanwhile, had become the unwilling punchline. It wasn't basketball anymore. It was a stand-up comedy show featuring missed assignments and shattered egos.
One word to describe Caitlin Clark.
Amazing. A beast. She is the truth. She's the truth, and she was a rookie. Knock down the three-pointer, get to the rim. She can get to the free throw line. She's
the ball.
crafty.
Yeah, very crafty.
Crafty. So sometimes she's look like she's coming off for a three-point shot and she backdoors you for a layup. She gets her teammates involved. She can pass. She can shoot. Man, she is a complete basketball player. And you know what I want to see? You know, so many people talked about Sabrina and Steph, you know, with that three-point shooting contest. You know what I want to see in the WNBA All-Star game? I want to see Sabrina Ionescu shoot.
Then arrived the defining moment. Fourth quarter. Shot clock winding down. The crowd buzzed with anticipation, as if sensing something monumental was about to unfold. Caitlin stood at the top of the key, Angel guarding her a little too closely, like she hadn't learned a thing all game. One dribble left, then right, suddenly, snap. Angel's knees buckled, crumbling in a diplomatic surrender. Caitlin didn't hesitate. With barely half a second of open space, she pulled up. The arc. Picture perfect. The result? Devastating. Swish. The net shuddered as the ball sank cleanly through. Angel froze in place, the crowd erupting like they'd just witnessed a miracle. And that was it. The final nail in the coffin. The rivalry didn't conclude with a roar. It ended with a deafening silence and a single, unforgettable bucket. Bang. Not just a shot, but a statement so powerful it silenced an entire arena. This wasn't luck or desperation. It was a meticulously crafted exclamation point, sealing a rivalry that had simmered for months. The shot's arc was pure poetry, sleek, sharp, slicing through the air with intent. It wasn't merely basketball anymore, it was a eulogy with a net. The rivalry didn't just fade away, it was buried 6 feet deep beneath a highlight that would be replayed until the world melts. The broadcast cut to Angel's expression like a scene from a Greek tragedy unfolding live. Her face shifted through emotional GPS recalculations. First, stunned acceptance, like she'd just realized, oh, this is happening again. Then came the silent consultation with her coach, eyes darting for answers that weren't on the clipboard. And finally, the disbelief, her neck tilted, lips pursed, the universal look of someone witnessing their own villain origin story unravel, with the wrong person still wearing the cape.
Angel Reese is the Hawk Tua of the WNBA. She made a ridiculous statement in an interview. It went viral. She took advantage of it, made a podcast. She realizes that she's never going to be as good as Caitlin Clark, but if she plays the villain, she'll always stay relevant. She even called Caitlin Clark's fans racist.
Think about making the move to bigger arenas for Angel Reese, because Angel Reese is now Caitlin Clark, period. In terms of a basketball player, in terms of a personality, in terms of everything.
And Caitlin? She never broke her stride. There was no need for dance, taunts, or grand gestures. Instead, she simply turned to the crowd and casually shrugged, an act of pure, effortless disrespect wrapped in silence. That nonchalant gesture said everything without a word. It wasn't arrogance, it was certainty. A quiet acknowledgement that both sides knew how this ending would unfold. Her shrug was her way of saying, "We both saw this coming. I'm just as bored as you are." Meanwhile, Angel's fire dimmed into a slow simmer. Her shoulders sagged, her cuts weren't as sharp, and her hustle became hesitant. She began swinging the ball out of the low post with a look of someone haunted by the realization that every pass edged her closer to another Caitlin highlight. Her confidence didn't vanish entirely. It just evaporated, quietly and tragically. It's not to suggest Angel wasn't fully committed from the start. One fought with passion, the other played with inevitability. While Angel battled through the storm, Caitlin was already on the other side, towel draped around her neck, calmly watching lightning strike twice, by her own hand. This wasn't a contest of equals. It was the difference between raw intensity and mastery, between wanting to win and knowing you already have. Angel brought fury, Caitlin brought finality.
This is a basketball play, and people just aren't used to it. So too many people are precious and pandering and projecting, and they're polarizing. And Angel Reese got the best of Caitlin junior year of college. Then Caitlin got the best of Angel senior year of college. Last year, they were both exceptional. Clearly, Caitlin's more popular. And yesterday, the Indiana Fever. I mean, we're looking at like a Tiger Woods.
And let's not overlook the subtle pettiness, because, it was deliciously present. After a timeout, Caitlin casually walked past Angel, giving a slight nod, so subtle it was barely perceptible. Just enough to say, "I see you, I remember you, I outplayed you, again." Angel didn't react. She simply exhaled, as if the air had finally accepted what the scoreboard had been shouting since the first quarter. By the time the buzzer sounded, it wasn't just a victory, it was a complete wipeout of any lingering doubt. Caitlin didn't need to scream or flex her muscles. She just strolled to the bench, high-fived her teammates like it was just another routine day. And for her, it was. Because for Caitlin, breaking ankles and breaking narratives are just Monday things. But the memes? Oh, the memes. Within minutes, Twitter became a Caitlin Clark tribute museum. Freeze frames of Angel stumbling, slow-motion clips of that soul-crushing crossover, even edits of Angel into the "and I took that personally" meme. Except this time, it was Caitlin who took it personally, and Angel who learned what regret looks like in real time.
The only reason I'm bringing this up is because how a small little story elevated into this crazy story that we got here today. So, Caitlin Clark is playing a game. And there's this issue with her and Angel Reese. There's this, Caitlin Clark pushes one of the teammates of Caitlin Clark. I'm sorry, Angel Reese pushes one of the teammates of Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark fouls Angel Reese. Angel Reese does one of these LeBron flops and falls on the ground. I mean, she learned it from LeBron. Falls to the ground. And the next thing you know, DeMarcus like, oh my God, she's protected. Oh, it's all because she's white and all this other stuff. And then Angel Reese comes out and she's saying all this.
See, Caitlin arrived ready to dominate. One aimed to prove a point, while the other was the point itself. Here's the real kicker. Angel didn't even play badly. She put up stats, had her moments, and fought fiercely. But she simply didn't have Caitlin. Because Caitlin wasn't just playing Angel, she was playing history. And history, popcorn in hand, was watching, taking notes. So, where do we go from here? Well, Angel will bounce back. She's too talented, too resilient, and too built for the spotlight to fold under pressure. But for now, for this moment, she's officially part of the Caitlin Clark cinematic universe. Like every great side character, her role was to highlight the hero. And, oh, did she deliver. The next time they meet, the hype will be louder, the crowd louder, and the tension thicker. B. If Caitlin's shot was a dagger, this game was the entire sword. Crafted in rivalry, sharpened by criticism, swung with surgical precision. Angel came to battle. Caitlin came to end it. And she did, all without uttering a word. If you enjoyed leaving a like and subscribing, more videos are on the screen now.